Crossing guard, I like your colorful coat. It's like a little lifeboat in this cold rain. Crossing guard, I like the way you take note.
Welcome back to Liquid Lunch. We're here with Dr. Joe Piazza here from Phoenix Network Care, a chiropractor, right?
That's correct.
Dr. Joe? Great. So now, Jeanette, thank you.
Remember me?
I almost called you Marilyn because I was talking to her before we came on.
Yeah, because we're both beautiful blondes.
Yeah, I get all you beautiful blondes confused.
Well, I'm a brunette, so.
Okay, so but you were mentioning that Dr. Joe's got some.
Well, he's got techniques, and I'm going to let you talk about it.
Okay.
You have a certain approach to chiropractic
Correct.
care
Yep.
that may be a little different than other chiropractors, which is good. So let's hear a little bit more about that.
So what we do, it's called network spinal analysis. It's been around now for almost 30 years. Dr. Donald Epstein was the founder of it. And basically, the way it came about was he had the idea of what if I could use less force and fewer adjustments and help the body heal itself. So how could I do the most by doing the least? Mm-hmm. And this is how the technique developed. And it's a very gentle technique. It's about, if anybody out there puts contact lenses on, it's about the same weight as putting a contact lens in your eye or having the weight of a toonie in your palm of your hand. It's about that much pressure.
Wow.
So it's very, very gentle, very, very light. And the reason we can use so little force is that rather than finding all the areas in the body that are stuck and having to really use a lot of force to unstuck it, we find areas in the body that are already open and have some peace and ease and connect with that and allow that to expand in your life. So basically, it's kind of like, The Secret. What you focus on expands. Mm-hmm. We want to focus on the good stuff and have that expand. And the results that people have are truly amazing. The connections that they redevelop with themselves, stress that they let go of in their lives, they're more able to deal with it. The physical symptoms, pains and aches and pains go away. And people start to take new actions in their life and really start to have.
Now, does it have the same? Is it basically accomplishing the same goals as regular chiropractic?
It does. And it does more. The beginning levels of care definitely help you with the aches and pains, back aches, neck aches, headaches, that type of stuff, physical ailments. And as you go deeper and deeper into the care, people start to notice changes in being able to experience all of their emotions, being able to have different thoughts about their life, have different perceptions, take different actions in their life. And the cool part about it was, in a retrospective study that they did at the University of California, Irvine Medical School, that's a mouthful, people under care reported significantly higher states of well-being, even 3 years after the care had finished. And the effects from the care were actually double the effects of doing diet changes, exercise, and healthy lifestyle changes combined. So people were reporting double the effects on their own state of well-being just from the care.
Dr. Joe, do you find that patients don't truly understand the full benefit of ongoing chiropractic care and maybe only want to seek a chiropractor's care out when they've had a specific incident, such as an accident or, shoveling or playing sports and they hurt their back or they hurt their neck? Can you talk to us a little bit about that and what are the benefits of ongoing
care? So in my office, people do run the whole gamut. People do use in an episodic way. So when they have aches and pains, they hurt themselves, they come in for care, then they go away and we help them and they come back when it happens again. Not everybody's wants to take that step of committing to longer term care, ongoing care. But what we do find is when people continue under care for a longer term, the benefits tend to multiply and stack up more and more and more. The body learns how to be more healthy and will continue to use those strategies on an ongoing basis. So it is a really beneficial thing for ongoing care. Obviously, I'm a little biased. I'm a chiropractor, and I continue to receive ongoing care myself. In fact, I go every week for an adjustment, and I have friends of mine who wonder how I play hockey twice a week still, and I don't get injured that often. When I do, I recover much quicker. In fact, just before Christmas, I actually hurt a ligament in my knee, and I was back in action in about 4 weeks. And when I came back, people were like, "You don't even look like you've been out with an injury. Why is that?" I said, "Well, it's the care." And I'm more flexible now at 43 than I was at 23. My body just recuperates faster, and I feel great.
Now, is that really just because of you've got good spine health? Would you say is that? Really
I would say that how flexible our spine is how flexible and adaptable we are in our life. Mm-hmm. People often say, "Oh, that stuff just goes to the back of my mind." Well, where's the back of our mind? It's our spine. Our spinal cord is just an extension of our brain, and that's really the most rudimentary part of our nervous system, where all our reflexes happen. And in fact, the brain stem is where a lot of unconscious stuff happens, like your heart rate and rhythm, your breathing rate and rhythm. That is actually in the upper part of the neck. Mm-hmm. For those that are familiar with Seth Godin, a marketer, he wrote a book called Linchpin, Are You Indispensable? He talks a lot about the lizard brain, fear ruling our lives. I heard you talking earlier about how marketing to kids goes on emotions. Well, we all run on emotions all the time, whether we recognize it or not. And that lizard brain, that fear, is always operating. So if we can help people feel safer in their lives, feel more at ease in their bodies, they're going to respond differently in life, and they'll respond differently to marketing and all those types of things as well.
So I'm curious, because you're a chiropractor,
Yes.
so you had to go to school for the chiropractor. But this specific technique,
Yes.
which is called again?
Network spinal analysis.
Okay, network spinal analysis. Is that something you like? What's the story? How you got involved?
Right.
With that? Did you encounter that after?
I actually encountered it while I was still in school. I went to Canadian Memorial Chiropractic College here in Toronto, CMCC, and they don't teach this at that school. They teach one basic technique, and then if you want to do other techniques, and there's well over 100 different techniques in chiropractic, you need to go and take ongoing curriculum. I was at a seminar in New Jersey at the end of my first year and saw a guy doing this technique, and it looked like he was like hardly touching this person on the table, and I was like, I want to try that out. Mm-hmm. And so I did. I got on the table, and I just felt so much at ease and at peace when I got off the table. Like when you go on a vacation, and about the third day in, you all of a sudden just go, and you just totally relax.
Yeah.
I had that experience in about 5 minutes on the table.
Mm-hmm. And this is that very gentle.
This is the very gentle technique. And I knew, and right in that moment, I knew this is how I wanted to share my gifts with the world, how I wanted to interact with people, how I wanted to help people have more in their life. Mm-hmm. And so I went and started studying it, taking extra courses, and I'm now currently level 3 certified in network spinal analysis. It's currently the highest certification you can achieve in this. And I go to at least 2 seminars a year to keep my skills up and to advance them even more and more and more as well.
I mean, it sounds like it's because what you're saying is that yes, it does the same as what regular chiropractic, which can seem a little, well, I was going to say harsh, but not harsh, but just contrasting that with the gentleness of this approach.
Well, I think a better way of putting it, sorry for interjecting, is that some people are fearful of going to the chiropractor.
Absolutely.
And may have been affected by negative publicity in the past against the use of chiropractic care. And maybe in presenting your method to them, it would ease up those fears, because they don't want a lot of heavy lifting, or they don't want to have somebody pushing too hard on them. They think it's going to hurt worse, or they're afraid if you adjust their neck or something, they're going to have a stroke, or something. A blood vessel's going to pop in their vein, or something. All these things that you hear sometimes on TV. Yep. Which I guess your method could, eliminate all that.
It does. We definitely don't put the same type of force into the spine that what people would associate as traditional chiropractic. That's not to say that traditional chiropractic isn't still really good, because before I went to chiropractic college, I had been to a regular chiropractor for almost 15 years and had the health benefits of that. Having said that, once I discovered network spinal analysis, I don't get adjusted the traditional way anymore, or very rarely. And because my body has learned how to be able to release that stress and tension on its own through network spinal analysis. So it's definitely more gentle. Unfortunately, there's not a huge amount of us doing the technique yet. In Ontario, out of nearly, I don't think it's something like 3,900 or 4,000 chiropractors now in Ontario, I'd say there's maybe 50 to 60 of us that do this technique. We all know each other. It's a small community, and we have, I know all the practitioners in the Greater Toronto area. And in fact, we were just at the Canada Blooms show this past weekend down at the exhibition with a booth, just talking to people about network spinal analysis and getting it out there in the public consciousness a little bit more. And we've been doing that for about 5 years now at all the different health shows.
That's a good thing, because I don't think the average person understands that there is a difference in chiropractic care. That I think they just, assume it's all the same.
People assume it's all the same. And my own personal belief is that our profession has not done a good job of communicating with the public and saying, hey, there's all these different techniques out there. Go find somebody that you connect